If you are creating content on YouTube and you're frustrated, this is the thing that's hanging you up. And it has nothing to do with what you think it does because you're being sold false goals. You don't need a large audience to make money on YouTube. You just need the right audience. Just like mom and dad always told you, when it comes to your friends, it's quality over quantity. And I'm going to prove it to you in the rest of this video by showing you the 6 ways that you can maximize a small audience. There are 6 moves that will turn viewers into recurring income, no matter how small your channel is. And it also has absolutely nothing to do with the amount of views and how viral that you go. The first thing you want to do is you want to build the room. We're not building view counts. We're not building sub counts. This is about having somewhere off the platform to send people. Because if you are building your entire model on views and subs, you're building on a house of sand. But eventually that thing's going to collapse on you. Either it's a bad video, it's getting demonetized if you already are monetized, or not getting the brand deals or not getting brand deals renewed. All of those things are outside of your control, and that's why it's a house of sand. I'm not talking about just an email list, because an email list, while effective and keeps you in front of people, it doesn't do the job that it used to do because people don't want to be on email lists. Now, let me just take a second to tell you, I need to do a better job of all these things myself. And that's why I have created the Cash Flow Path community on Skool. There's a link in my bio and you get a 7-day free trial. So one of the things that people fail to do is most people aren't going to watch your video all the way through. So it's really important that you name the place that you want them to go early in the video. Because if you do it, then they have a chance of seeing it. And there's many ways that I'm going to tell you in a couple of steps from now how to do that. And when you want to send them there is right after the hook or the line that tells them what the video is about and why they want to stay. So you want to name your community, but you don't want to name your community by saying, go join my community. What you want to do is say, there's something inside when you join my community that you get. So think about it like this. You would not tell somebody, hey, come to my backyard. They're not very likely to find that to be an attractive offer. But if you say, hey, come to my barbecue on Saturday, and it just happens to be in your backyard, that's something that somebody wants. Nobody wants to join a community. Nobody wants to buy a course, and nobody wants to join a mastermind. They want the thing that they get from buying or being in something. Number 3, you got to show it. You don't tell it. You want to demo it, not describe it. You can spend all this time trying to explain what something is, or you can just show people that thing on screen. And that's something that is really easy to do with Skool. And what it does is it proves you have a level of authority because you actually have a place where they can go. Not only do they get the information, but they get the proof that you're credible. There's lots of people that are talking about lots of things online. They're faking their credentials, they're faking their results, they're faking their income, but this is impossible to fake. And this is one of the reasons I love Skool so much. It's very clear how many people are in a group. It's very clear when they visit an about page, do you have results that you can share with other people? They followed what I taught and these are the results that they got. Then there's also very clear proof that these are the things that are inside of the community. And when you can show that to people, you go from somebody just talking a bunch of mess to somebody who has the receipts to back up what they're talking about and the fact that they're good at it because they've gotten results for other people. Number 4, let them know that there's a paid option. What I always tell people, one of the major mistakes that I made in the beginning, I had a free community. And a free community just attracts tire kickers. Now, in the beginning of Skool, you had to separate the two. You could only have a free or you had to have a paid. So you actually had to have 2. And mine were $99 each every month because that was the only option back then. Now we have a $9 a month hobby option and you only need 1. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So when you go to a community and then people will see that you have a low tier standard membership and you have a higher tiered, but it's still low ticket premium membership. Make sure that you perfectly describe the differences between the two. And here's a great way to look at this whenever you're thinking about structuring your own. Entry level is do it yourself. In other words, you're giving them everything, right? On your YouTube channel or in your Skool group, you're giving them everything at that level through posts and through videos inside of your classroom. If they want that more personalized help or done with you status comes about at the premium. If you're giving them weekly calls, even at what would be considered a mid-tier premium product, when you divide that by 4 live calls every single month, your time becomes about minimum wage. And that's easy to justify for people when they see, oh, I'm getting all this and I'm getting live access to this human being every single week. Yeah, that's worth it. So you're able to quantify how much value you're providing to somebody. You got to remind them more than once. Once is not enough when it comes to this game. There's an old saying in marketing that goes, people need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. And that means you repeating yourself because you're going to be better off saying old things to new people all the time rather than saying new things to old people. In other words, not everyone is going to see everything that you make. So you need to treat each video like it's being viewed for the very first time by a complete stranger to you. So the first thing that you do is you describe it in the video itself. So you want to make sure that they know what they're getting, not only in the video, but where they go for more. Right up at the top, you have a very brief sentence that's going to fit above the fold on any comments that has the link to your Skool school page or whatever room you decide to send them to. And then you have a SEO key rich description about what your video is. I help creators and experts over 40 build income they own, not rent from a platform, by turning your content into predictable monthly income. That's a pretty straightforward statement. It tells them who this is for, and it tells them what specifically that they're going to get, and it's measurable. Then you have a pinned comment. And this is a thing that I, quite frankly, often mess up. So once you have uploaded your video, go to comments, and I've already got one here. And what you do is you put the same thing that is in your description, 7-day free trial, here. Turn content into monthly income, test it out free for 7 days, and you put that same comment here, and then you pin it, and it's already pinned, so I don't want to unpin it. The last thing that you do, because this is just as important, you don't take for granted that they're going to read what you are telling them to read, so you say it to them out loud in the video. Description, bio, pinned comment, and out loud in the video. And then the last thing you do is you kill all thoughts of vanity metrics. Stop chasing numbers that don't matter. A friend of mine, who I don't have permission to disclose this, so I'm just going to call him a friend of mine, had a video that only had 340 views a couple of weeks ago, yet that single video turned into 3 recurring members in his Skool community. That means $150 extra of ongoing monthly income, and that monthly income continues to build every single month, even with these tiny videos with tiny view counts. That's well over $1,200 of new recurring income. By comparison, he also has videos that have 25,000 or even 150,000 views. Those videos have made him barely any money at all. Stop worrying about view counts and followers and focus on the things that are going to get people off the platform to your Skool community. And if you want to check out our Skool community, you can do so by checking out the link in my bio. It will bring you to this page, and then you can start your free trial. You get 7 days, and then at the end, it's either $7 a month if you want the do-it-yourself version, which takes longer, and quite frankly, you might be more likely to get frustrated with and quit. Or you can get my personal guidance, as well as my personal help putting together your Skool group for $49 a month. Both of these are canceled at any time, but you get a lot more access to me because I do weekly live calls in this where I help you solve problems. And if you want to know why it's so important to find different ways to monetize, I want you to watch this video, which tells you about the new upcoming requirements that start February 1st that are basically doubling the requirements for you to get monetized on this platform.